They don't just hang out there for no reason. They might hang out in the park because they're depressed, because there's no home, or there's no happiness at home. So what
Or they might hang out in the park because they want to hang out in the park and just exercise and go walk their dogs or just clear their heads or whatever the reason.
But what are the conception when you went out and do your interview? What are the whether it's founded or misconception about the people in the park?
From my interview, did I find that they had a misconception of people
whether it's misconception? What are the facts that how the general people think about it?
When I walked away, there is a concern about the safety of individuals. There is a concern. People feel like it's not safe. They feel that way, and it's legitimate for them. But I think also that it is hyped. The feeling of unsafe or feeling of a lot of ill that happens in the park is probably exaggerated, and it's not to say that
it's not well founded.
I think it's exaggerated more than what it is.
Because how many times we hear about mugging or shooting in that park?
Never heard about it, but there was one time that was a shooting near the park, and when I first heard about it, it was like, oh, in the park, that park down there, that's where the shooting took. The shooting didn't take place in the park; it was near the park.
Right. But because people labor that park, and it's in the Bronx, and the people they see there, because I might go down there.
I'm not even sure if it's because of the label. It's just because it's local and it's there, and I don't think we appreciate stuff like that.
Do you think if you feel like you just want to breeze out your brain, and you didn't dress right, you didn't wear your regular clothes, no fancy clothes, and you go sit down in the park, sit on a bench in the park and just looking, you think people would label you as being crazy?
Is it because I look so plain right now?
In that makeup? Nothing is wrong. You are fabulous. I am just saying.
Thank you, Dennis.
I am just saying how people perceive people.
They would probably, if I go in the park and sit down like this, they would consider me homeless. Did you see what I'm wearing on my feet? Look, slippers with socks.
So would that change? People will pass and they will label you as one of those people in the park. But if somebody should come and talk to you, do you think that their perception of the first external labor would change?
Yes, of course. I'm not mad.
And you see how people like you, when you're going to that same park, you will try to make sure that you don't look like those people.
I just put on workout or gym clothing, and see, like right now, I'm not into the attire for the gym.
But suppose you just say, for instance,
like on a normal circumstances, on a serious note, I wouldn't go to the park and sit down, and I wouldn't be dressed like this.
Why?
Because I would put on some clothes, say, for walking or sneakers or something.
You dress like people. When people see you, they know that you are going to the park to work out.
There's certain clothes that I put on if I go walk or if I go work out. You're tired for that.
All right. You know me for a couple of years now. We're doing a whole lot of work in rural here in Jamaica, and I'm fixated on that. Right? And we do things here. Do you think I would go in the park looking a certain way, just being my normal self?
All right. Okay,
and look like a croff?
If I think that you would sit in the park and look like a croff?
And somebody passed me and just say, what, me a street person? Do you think people would like label me that way? Like a lot of times I walk down White Plains Road.
Have you ever gone in the park and just sit down? Like a homeless person?
No, I've gone down there and sit down.
This park?
Yeah. I ride my bicycle and I stop and I sit down and look. And just hold up eyes.
I'm not sure what people might think. They might just think other people are in the park. I guess people look for different things, like the cleanliness of your clothing, if it looked together, whatever, even if it's not fashionable. I don't know. I am not even talking about the outward appearance of anything else.
But that's the first thing people put a label to.
But even
because
people judge you regardless.
It does me, because I'm here right now, and if I have on my dirty clothes doing construction work, people see me another one way. But if I have on my uniform as a nurse coming from work, and giving out flyer, people readily stop to have conversation with me. They're ready. They want to talk to me and they admire me. Oh yeah, black man, you live in this community and you're a RN. Whoa, that's what's up. But when I have on my dirty clothes, walking down, I get a different reaction. People don't want to stop and even take the paper from me.
But why would you give out paper when you're in dirty clothes?
Why not? It's the same me. It's the same information.
But you have to be approachable when you deal with people.
Why am I not approachable? Because why am I not approachable when I'm just in my regular thing?
All right. So if you're in a regular outfit outside of your uniform,
Mike,
they might, of course, they're gonna deal with you differently. They're gonna. It's people. But you don't understand how complex people are. You can't even.
Which set of people consider people complex?
What do you mean, which kind of people?
Because I've gone
people
into...
are complex. You got to ask the question, why do they perceive you differently?
Right. Well...
And there are a number of reasons.
Why?
One, they feel safe with you when you're in your uniform because you're professional, right? That could be a factor. Number two, you're not dressed right. They don't even want to look at you. You're a black man, remember? Don't forget that. You're a black man trying to give people information on paper, and you're in a dirty clothes, or even if you're in a regular clothes when they're dirty, they're probably gonna think that you're trying to come off inappropriately, or you're coming off differently. When you're trying to approach them, even before they know what it is, they may not even want to, because they size you up just by looking at you.
Who will be? Black people or everybody?
I don't know. It depends on who you approach. I think maybe blacks would want to do that more so than Spanish or even whites.
Right.
We are uniquely
prejudiced,
dysfunctional. We are uniquely that, and we do it against our own, and we don't even realize it.
Are you planning to have those kind of intervention, whether overtly or covertly, in your quest to change the perception of the park?
I would, because even myself, I personally am not comfortable going to the park. I will go to the park with somebody but you know what I'm saying? Like, I like clean space, and I don't like that part too much. So I have to change my approach. I have to change my mentality before me try to even have other people change. So this project is good in the sense that it allows me to examine myself and my approach.
So it's twofold. It's introspection first and empathy at the same time.
Yeah. So if people act certain way, I totally get it, because, I'm not even comfortable with the notion of going in the park and mingling with people, and I'm not even thinking that I'm the best person for this.
Would you be more comfortable going to Pelham Bay Park?
I don't even think so. It's just me. I'm not this outdoorsy type.
But
I like nature. Don't get me wrong. I like nature, and I like woods. I like to walk into nature.
So would you be more comfortable going to like Van Cortlandt Park with this?
Van Cortlandt Park is pretty nice because it's huge, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I like the backside. If not a lot of people there, so I could just walk and have a peace of mind and think and all that. Do you see the other side of the park here at 216 down there at 216? I like, because it's more woods and trees, and you're walking through there and you have tranquility and peace. And
but you have a lot of hills going on down there.
Where?
In the other side.
In the other side?
We've done a trail with the kids down there, and you see little shady characters, men coming out of the woods, and
yeah, but I'm not talking about that side. The other side, near Allerton, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're talking about is cross the.
It's the same.
Closer to Mushel Parkway, down that way. Yeah. So you see, when you go right, I'm talking about going left and going around. I like that, and you have the trees, so many trees, and it's like lined and quiet and look darkish. Kind of like that. Yeah. And the other side is fine. Like, going by 233 is okay. But that stretch right there, I think once we clean it up and put some nice bench or something, put some life.
I sent
Because when you're driving, that's what people mostly see, and it just looks so.
I sent you an article where they were doing canoeing in the park. I don't know if you read it. And
Today?
no,
All right.
I think in a week.
Cut. I'm done.